In today's class, we will be learning about the next topic of metals and non-metals chapter, which is chemical properties of metal. So here we will be seeing various reactions, that is how metals is reacting in the presence of acids, how it will react with oxygen, when a metal is mixed with some salt solutions, in which manner reaction will be taking place, and using these properties, using these chemical reactions, we will be learning about various chemical properties of metals. So let's start with the first chemical property, that is reaction of metals in air. Okay, so we all know that air में हमारा oxygen होता है, right? So these metals, they combine with oxygen to form metallic oxides. General equation will be metals, they will react with oxygen which is present in our air, and they will produce various metal oxides. Okay, so metal oxides will be produced in this reaction. Metals, they will react with oxygen and we will get metal oxides. Now in acid, bases and salt chapter, we have seen that whenever metals, they are reacting with oxygen, the metallic oxides generally we get are basic in nature. Okay, so in most of the cases we will see that metal oxides or metallic oxides, they will be basic in nature. But as I have told you in the last class itself, that chemistry is full of exceptions. So here also we will be having some exceptions. Apart from being metal oxides as they are basic in nature, we will be also having some metallic oxides which will be showing dual nature. Dual nature as in they will behave as basic oxides also. They will also behave as acidic oxides. They will be having dual nature. So about that we will be reading in next part of this particular section. Okay, so metals, they react with oxygen to produce metal oxides which are generally basic in nature. So let's see one example. Okay, so example is copper reacting with oxygen. So copper being a metal, it will react with oxygen, and what we will get? A metallic oxide. So metal plus oxide, oxygen will be giving us metallic oxide, that is copper will react with oxygen and we will be getting a metallic oxide called CuO, that is copper 2 oxide. This equation is not balanced. Please try to balance the equation on your own. So copper on reacting with oxygen will be giving you a metallic oxide. So now the equation is balanced, and the metallic oxide that we will get here will be black in color. See, colors are very important to remember. So please make a note of the colors in your book and remember the colors also. Okay. So copper, it will react with oxygen and we will get copper oxide which will be blackish in color. Example will be aluminium, that is Al, reacting with oxygen. Okay. So aluminium will react with oxygen and we will get an aluminium oxide. Okay. So try making the formula of aluminium oxide. So formula of aluminium oxide, see, aluminium is having a +3 charge while oxygen is having a +2 charge. Cross multiply karo, you will get the formula of aluminium oxide. It will be Al2O3. So this is our aluminium oxide. Aluminium will reacting with oxygen to produce Al2O3. Again, this reaction is not balanced. Try to balance the reaction on your own. So here we will be getting 4 aluminium plus 3 oxygen will be giving you 2 Al2O3, which is our aluminium oxide. Okay, now moving on to the nature of oxides that are formed here. We have seen that in most of the cases the oxides that are formed will be basic in nature. For example, copper oxide. So copper oxide was basic in nature. Okay, and you know that how you will find the nature of the oxides? By using a litmus test. Okay, the moment you get oxides, you will perform litmus test, and on the basis of the color change that is being produced, you will be able to identify their nature. So usually all metallic oxides are basic in nature, but again we have two exceptions here. The exceptions are of aluminium oxide, that is Al2O3, and zinc oxide, which is ZnO. So these two are exceptions. Now these two are known as amphoteric oxides. Okay, so they are known as amphoteric oxides. So now you must be wondering, what is this amphoteric oxide? So let's learn about amphoteric oxides now. Ampho means dual. Amphibians. Amphibians का मतलब क्या होता है? Amphi means dual. Beings मतलब they are having dual nature. They live both land as well as on water. Similarly, ampho means dual nature. Okay. So these amphoteric oxides, they are also having dual nature. Depending upon with which substance they are mixing, they will either be acting as acids or they will be acting as a base. So let's take an example of aluminium oxide. So when this aluminium oxide is reacting with hydrochloric acid, okay. So when this aluminium oxide is reacting with hydrochloric acid, which is an acid, so in this case our aluminium oxide will be acting as a base. Okay, so in this case it will be acting as a base, and similarly when this aluminium oxide, it will be reacting with sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide is a base, right? Sodium hydroxide is a base. So when it will be reacting with the base, in that case aluminium oxide will be acting as an acid. So you can clearly see the one aluminium oxide, it is having two nature depending upon the substances with which it is reacting. When reacting with an acid, acting as a base. When it is reacting with a base, it is acting as an acid. So this is amphoteric oxide. Same thing will happen with zinc oxide also. It will also be having dual nature. Is it clear? So let's complete the equation. So aluminium oxide, it will react with HCl and we will get aluminium chloride and there will be release of water. See, basically it's a neutralization reaction. Base plus acid will give salt and water. So salt formed here will be, first you remove water molecule. H2O is a water molecule. What is left? Aluminium and chlorine is left. So we will get aluminium chloride, AlCl3, which is an aluminium chloride. So here we are getting salt plus water. As it is a neutralization reaction, we are getting aluminium chloride and we are getting a water molecule. Similarly, in this next equation also, acid plus base, again neutralization reaction. You remove first a molecule of water. What is left? Aluminium is left and sodium molecule is left. And sodium, they will react and they will get sodium aluminate. That is NaAlO2. This is sodium aluminate. Okay, these equations are not balanced. Please balance the equations. So after balancing, we will get, here it will become 6HCl. Al2O3 plus 6HCl will be giving you 2AlCl3 plus 3H2O molecules. Similarly, in this case, Al2O3 will react with 2 molecules of NaOH and we will be getting 2 molecules of sodium aluminate plus there will be release of water. So I hope it is clear to you what are amphoteric oxides. Ampho means dual. So these oxides, they will also be having a dual nature. They will be acting both as acids as well as base depending upon with which type of substances they are getting mixed or with which type of substances they are reacting. Is it clear? The next nature of these metallic oxides. Now generally the metallic oxides, they are not soluble in water. But we have some metallic oxides which are highly soluble in water. You remember that concept, we have seen 3 alkali metals, right? So why those metals are known as alkali metals? Because the metallic oxides of those 3 metals, that is lithium, sodium and potassium, their oxides are soluble in water. And the oxides which are soluble in water and they release OH negative ions are known as alkalis. Is it clear? So alkalis are the substances these are the metallic oxides which are soluble in water, and soluble in water means they will be releasing their OH negative ions. Remember that not all the metallic oxides are soluble in water. Only few metallic oxides are soluble in water. So let's see an example of alkalis. So we have sodium oxide. So sodium oxide dissolves in water and it will produce sodium hydroxide. Okay, so here this oxide, that is sodium oxide, is acting as an alkali because it is soluble in water and it is producing a base, that is NaOH. And this base NaOH can be further broken down and it will be producing Na positive and OH negative ions. Is it clear? Similarly, we have potassium oxide, K2O. Now K2 is also soluble in water, potassium oxide, and it will also produce a potassium hydroxide. Again, this potassium hydroxide, it will release OH negative ions. So such metallic oxides are known as alkalis as they are soluble in water. Now moving on to the next subtopic of the same reaction of metals and air. Now we will be seeing reactivities. Reactivities of various metals towards oxygen. Okay. So first we have metals like sodium and potassium. Now sodium and potassium, these metals are highly reactive to oxygen. Okay. So they are highly reactive. They are highly reactive to oxygen, and they are so much reactive that to prevent accidental fire, these two metals, sodium and potassium, they are kept immersed in the kerosene. जैसे ही वो atmosphere में आते हैं, the moment they react with the atmospheric air, they will start to shoot into flames. Okay, so to prevent accidental fire, they are immersed in kerosene because they are highly reactive to oxygen. Next we have magnesium, aluminium and zinc. Okay, so magnesium, aluminium and zinc, they are comparatively less reactive in comparison to sodium and potassium. These metals, they generally react at ordinary temperature. Okay, so you have also seen the example in the first chapter that magnesium, before burning magnesium, we have to rub it with a sandpaper. So why we are rubbing it with a sandpaper? Because magnesium, when it is exposed to air, usually a thin layer of magnesium oxide is formed on the surface of magnesium, aluminium and zinc. Iron and copper. Now iron and copper, they do not burn with a dazzling flame. But what will happen is, whenever you are burning them in the presence of air, they will get hot. Okay, hot metal will be produced, but no burning, no flames will be produced in the case of ferrous and copper, because they are highly, they need very high temperature. Okay, so metals, we have iron and copper. They generally get converted into hot metals, but they do not shoot into flames on heating. Followed by we have gold and silver. Okay, Ag is silver, Au is gold. Now gold and silver, they are least reactive in the air. They react least in the presence of oxygen. So they are least reactive. Okay, उनको कितना भी expose करके रखो, कितना भी heat करो, they will never react with air and they will never form metallic oxides. They are least reactive. Silver and gold. Okay, silver and gold, they are least reactive. So I hope reactivities are clear to you. Sodium and potassium, highly reactive. Magnesium, aluminium and zinc, they react at ordinary temperature. Metallic oxides layer is formed on their surface. Then we have copper and iron. They will not burn, but they will be getting converted into hot metals. Okay. Then we have gold and silver. Gold, Au gold, and silver Ag. They are least reactive. They will not at all react with oxygen that is present in our air. So I hope reaction of metals in air is clear to all of you.